Tonight on Connecticut's news station, 4 people arrested accused of ballot fraud and allegations dating back years. Hear Fox 61's exclusive interview with recent Democratic candidate John Gomes, who's been calling for arrests to be made.
Lawmakers say the culture of cover-up at the Coast Guard is still going on. They're now detailing what they want the Academy to do moving forward.
And comfy temps and low humidity continue for one more day before we warm things up. We'll talk about how warm it gets coming up.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And first up tonight, it's a story Fox 61 has covered from the beginning. Allegations of ballot fraud in Bridgeport dating back years. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Tonight, arrests have been made and charges have been filed against some familiar faces. Fox 61's Matt Karen is in Bridgeport with the latest developments. Good evening, Matt.
Well, good evening, and you all have heard the adage, right? Justice delayed is justice denied. It has been 5 years, but today 4 people were arrested in connection to alleged ballot fraud, including the woman who was caught on camera allegedly stuffing this absentee ballot drop box. Released from custody on a promise to appear in court to face charges of mishandling absentee ballots, will we finally get an answer to the question, where's Wanda? Not exactly. Last time we saw Wanda Jeter, the vice chair of Bridgeport's Democratic Party and self-proclaimed queen, she was proudly celebrating her boss, Mayor Joe Ganem's re-election. We'd like to talk with the mayor about some of the city workers being arrested for election fraud.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'll be right with you.
Thanks. We waited. Fast forward. Mayor Ganem didn't want to talk to us, but his 2019 and 2023 mayoral opponents did.
I always felt like I had been cheated. I didn't know the depth of it.
We caught it live on video directly from City Hall. The players and the actors remain the same.
Both Marilyn Moore and John Gomes say they believe they should be occupying Bridgeport's corner office.
Well, actually, I'm going down to City Hall until Joe Ganem get out of my chair.
Wanda Jeter wasn't the only one arrested. Bridgeport City Councilor Alfredo Castillo is also facing charges, along with campaign workers Nilsa Heredia and Josephine Edmonds. Charges include unlawful possession of absentee ballots, witness tampering, misrepresenting absentee ballot eligibility requirements, and failure to maintain a ballot distribution list.
This is no celebration for Bridgeport. It's a small stepping stone.
When people break the law, they have to be punished.
It's important to note that these charges stem from the 2019 election and are not related to the 2023 election, where Wanda Jeter was caught on video and where a judge also found widespread fraud and ordered an election redo. The State Elections Enforcement Commission has referred that separate investigation for criminal charges to Chief State's Attorney Patrick Griffin.
Well, you're innocent until proven guilty, but I trust Pat Griffin to follow the evidence wherever it may lead.
So does Governor Lamont now regret endorsing Ganem for mayor?
I don't think, look, he's not being charged, but I think we now know who the 4 people are bringing charges against. Pay attention to them.
And the state and much of the nation will be paying attention to them on June 24th, when all 4 of those suspects are expected to appear in Bridgeport Superior Court. We're live outside the Margaret Morton Government Center in Bridgeport. Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, new tonight, a 48-year-old New Haven man is behind bars tonight after police say he murdered another man following a fight outside a convenience store earlier this month.
Now the family of 47-year-old Travis James is thanking officers for their work and pleading for change in their community. Fox 61's Julie LeBlanc is outside the New Haven Police Department with more.
Well, it's been 10 days since police say Travis James was killed in a stabbing outside Sam's food store here in New Haven. Now, today, his family members stood alongside officers here at police headquarters, begging the community to put an end to the violence.
That was my nephew. I helped raise him.
Teresa Clark's life was turned upside down 10 days ago when her nephew, 47-year-old Travis James, was murdered.
This has been a tremendous loss for our family.
The family, wearing his favorite color, now supporting the 3 children James leaves behind.
He would not be able to see them graduate, get married, and he also leaves behind a grieving mother, sisters, and numerous hurt family members.
New Haven police say on June 1st, just after 1 a.m., James was dropped off at Yale's St. Raphael's campus with stab wounds. He died a short time later, and police set their sights on the crime scene right outside Sam's food store on Whaley Ave. Now a memorial for James.
Detectives secured video evidence capturing parts of the incident, still images of the suspect.
Those images were blasted on social media between tips from the community and a quick-thinking officer who recognized the suspect. Police identified him as 48-year-old Antoine Mike, arresting him the next day.
We got a lot of calls, and we got people to make this guy turn himself in, and he came and met me Sunday night at the police station.
Those calls making a difference in the search for the suspect.
That's important too, and I thank the community members that saw that us getting him as quick as possible was important.
Helping the James family as they embark on a long and difficult journey to justice.
Even though he has been arrested, it would still be a long process. We still have to go to court. We have to go to court to see the killer. It was a senseless murder, and it needs to stop. And I don't even have any answers for this, but I just know it needs to stop.
Now, Mike has been charged with murder. He is being held on a $2 million bond. We're in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Julia, thank you. 2 Ansonia men face multiple counts of animal cruelty tonight. Police say Javon Coverson and Asante Coverson had multiple dogs that were emaciated and in urgent need of care at a home on Condon Drive. 1 dog was found dead at the home. 2 others needed to be euthanized, and 3 cats were also seized from the same home. Police say the investigation is ongoing and additional arrests may be coming.
A puppy in neglected, poor health was dumped in Naugatuck, and now animal rights advocates are offering a reward for someone to step forward with information. Desmond's Army is offering that $5,000 reward. The dog was found last week near Great Hill Road. He was suffering from heat stroke. Animal Control brought him to the ICU, saying they had a lot of medical concerns. The dog's underweight, has severe skin infections, an untreated eye infection, and a neck injury. Vets believe he's somewhere around a year old. He's getting the help he needs now, but Naugatuck Animal Control is still looking for who's responsible.
Well, the head of the United States Coast Guard, Admiral Linda Fagan, just finished testifying on Capitol Hill.
This was the second Senate hearing, and they're investigating reports the Coast Guard Academy in New London mishandled sexual assault investigations. Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst has been following this hearing all afternoon. Emma, what happened today?
Well, Sarah, Brent, this hearing just wrapped up about an hour ago. Senator Richard Blumenthal, chair of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee on Permanent Investigations, as well as ranking member on that committee, Republican Senator Ron Johnson, say Coast Guard leadership has not been complying with this investigation, both saying the culture of cover-up is still continuing at the Coast Guard. The second hearing comes after reports the Coast Guard Academy failed to disclose the results of an internal probe into sexual misconduct called Operation Fouled Anchor, which found dozens of sexual assault cases at the Academy were mishandled from 1988 to 2006. But lawmakers say this is not a problem of the past, claiming these issues still persist.
The Coast Guard is continuing to suffer from a culture of concealment and cover-up.
This situation demands unsparing truth-telling. We would like more cooperation from the Coast Guard.
The committee says the Coast Guard didn't supply requested documents until the day before this second hearing, dumping thousands of pages, mostly redacted. They also pointed to the New London Academy's head of sexual assault prevention, Sharon Norenberg, resigning just days ago. Norenberg saying officials told her to lie to survivors and to Congress. But Admiral Fagan insisting this afternoon the Coast Guard is taking action.
I cannot change the past, but as the Commandant today, I reaffirm to our workforce past and present, that I remain steadfast in my commitment to making lasting cultural change.
Fagan also says the Coast Guard has devoted more resources and is complying with the investigation, but a real disagreement this afternoon between the Admiral and the senators on what compliance and action really look like. Ranking Senator Johnson saying the committee will issue subpoenas if they don't receive all those requested documents and information, adding there will be more hearings in this investigation. Both he and Senator Blumenthal continued to call for truth, transparency, and accountability, hinting at a possible change in leadership may be necessary. The committee does plan to issue a preliminary report on this investigation in the near future. Sarah, Brent.
All right, Emma, thank you. Governor Ned Lamont has now officially vetoed his second bill that could have possibly provided temporary benefits for striking union workers. The vague measure passed in the final minutes of session along party lines. What it would have done is create a $3 million fund for low-income workers' assistance. State Comptroller Sean Scanlon's office telling us it landed in his lap and he wasn't sure exactly what it was meant to do. The same feeling that led Governor Ned Lamont to shut it down. And while striker assistance was never explicitly written into the bill, it was heavily implied and rumored. Senate President Martin Looney reacting tonight, pointing out New York and New Jersey already have compensation for strikers after 2 weeks on the picket lines.